Listen, man, both of y'all make logical points, but Kyrie a grown-ass man, all right? And I understand what the sentiment is about what KD should be doing or what James Harden should be doing, but we all men in this league, man. And the bottom line is Kyrie is not going accordingly to what the plan was. So I agree with y'all on that stance, but I'm not putting this on KD's plate. I ain't putting this on James Harden's plate. Kyrie Irving been making irrational decisions. I hit Big Perk up sometimes and be like, man, what the hell Kyrie thinking? What he doing, right? It's irrational. And y'all asking two other dudes to come and be responsible for what another grown man doing. And I disagree with that. I get the understanding of the plan and what they wanted to do in Brooklyn and how much KD may have an impact on who Kyrie is and the decision-making process that Kyrie is going through. But these dudes are they are individuals trying to come together to make something happen on the basketball court. We are talking about a totally different situation, and I get it. Trust me, this is not for me to argue with both of y'all. This is not for me to disagree with both of y'all. But at some point, man, like we all play sports. Stephen A., you played sports, you had teammates. Perk, you played sports, you had teammates. Man, at some point, it's deaf ears, bro. Like, I'm sure KD done had this conversation. I'm sure that the brass at Brooklyn done had the conversation. The bottom line is Kyrie Irving has been doing irrational things. He's been making decisions. I've watched you and Perk, Stephen A., talk about Kyrie Irving decision-making and things that he was doing throughout his career before the pandemic. Before the pandemic. So I'm not laying this on KD's plate. I'm not laying this on James Harden's plate.
Yeah. Swagoo, here's the problem. You have no choice. And here's what I mean by this. It's KD's team. And the Brooklyn Nets can't make a move without consulting with KD because he's that franchise and he's that important to them. And he's so tight with Kyrie, that Brooklyn would be highly reluctant to do anything. What I'm saying and what KP is saying is, yo, it's a different day. At some point in time, you can't hold the Brooklyn Nets hostage as an organization.
No doubt.
To your will if you're KD because you're being protective of Kyrie, a brother that's got so much different stuff on his mind that he ain't there for you as of yet. Now, the games haven't been played. Regular season hasn't started.
Stephen A., hold on. I get the cachet and the relationship of KD and how KD could talk to him, et cetera. But what about money? I don't care how much money someone makes. He could miss $380,000 per home game. You think the man's just going to walk away from that?
I don't think so, Molly. But I think, Molly, you can't predict anything with Kyrie. A lot of people.
I mean, that's mega money.
Listen, Kendrick Perkins will tell you this. First of all, Kyrie has already made over $100.
Doesn't matter. You make more money and the bills get bigger.
Molly, you're not Kyrie. We're talking about Kyrie. We ain't talking about Molly now.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about me. We ain't talking about KP. We ain't talking about Marcus. We ain't talking about a lot of people. We talking about Kyrie. And he is considered a bit touched, dare I say, a bit bizarre. And as a result, he is the kind of person, KP, tell me if I'm wrong, he is considered the kind of person that has the potential to walk away from $35 million. Now, I don't believe it. I believe ultimately he'll give in. But would he lose a couple of million along the way to make his point? Is he that kind of dude? Yes. Yes. I didn't say it was right. But that's him.
Yes, but man, Brooklyn, Bobby Marks, KD, Steve Nash, all of these dudes, just the point that's been made. Kyrie knows what's at stake. Like, I get it that he irrational, but let's not give Kyrie Irving a pass on his responsibility and start bringing other people. Look, if KD is telling the Brooklyn Nets, hey, don't let Kyrie go. Kyrie going through something, don't let him go. At some point, the Brooklyn Nets brass and ownership has to say, listen, he's not going to be available. Kevin Durant, if he continues on this path, regardless of if you want him on this basketball team, he won't be available.
They know that, Marcus, but they're so tight with each other. The Brooklyn Nets know that's a conversation they have to have, but in the same breath, they're reluctant to have it because KD has shown unwavering support for his brother. Go ahead, KP.
And this goes back to the point of why I said that it's going to come a time if Kyrie Irving don't get vaccinated and don't go with the plan that they all discuss, Kevin Durant is going to have to make a decision. Is it going to be, I'm going to stand with James Harden and the rest of my teammates in the organization, LaMarcus Aldridge, who just came out of retirement to go to Brooklyn to try to win a championship, Blake Griffin, who signed with Brooklyn to try to win a championship. See, Kyrie Irving knows that Kevin Durant has the power. So long as Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant are tight, Kyrie is going to be allowed to do those things. And Molly, to your point about Kyrie giving back his money and losing money, right? Look, I always tell these young guys and tell the guys, hey, look, never give back your lettuce. Get all your money, because this is a job at the end of the day. But when we hear reports about Kyrie Irving saying, if I get traded, I'm considering retiring, you got to believe it. But he don't care.
But then why is he getting in shape? And why are you saying he's looking great? He's ready to go.
He doesn't believe it's going to happen.
That's my point. That's my point. You like, I get it. I get it that the relationship, Stephen A. and Perk, y'all so close to this. Y'all way closer than this. But if KD listening to Kyrie say that kind of foolishness, what the hell is KD thinking?
Which is why we said KD. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.